Today we're going to talk about prefixes, suffixes, and roots. We'll be analyzing affixes for word meaning. First, we'll talk about word roots. The definition of root is the main part of a word. The function of a root is that it gives a word meaning. Here's an example. The root bio means life or living. In the word biology, we see the root bio, and the word means the study of living things. Another word with the root bio is biography, a book about a person's life. Here are more examples of word roots. The root dorm means sleep, and the word dormitory that contains this root means a building where students sleep in college or the university. The root geo means earth, so the word geography means the study of places on earth. The root mech means machine, so the word mechanic that contains the root mech means a person who repairs machines. The root micro means small, so the word microscope is a tool used to see very small things. The roots MOB, MOT, and MOV, mob, mot, and mov, all mean move. Motion is the process of moving. This contains the root MOT, and mobile, which contains the root MOB, means able to move or be moved. The root nov means new, so the word novice is a beginner or someone doing something for the first time. The root opt means eye, so the word optician with the root opt means a worker who makes eyeglasses. The root phobia means fear, so for example the word agoraphobia means fear of water. The root phon or phone means hear, so for example the word phone or telephone is a tool used to hear and talk to others. Let's practice word roots. Practice using roots to understand word meanings. Read the sentence and answer the question. Number 1. Maria is taking a geosystems class. Geosystems means A. Systems in space, B. Systems on Earth, or C. Systems in the human body. Now remember, we don't need to know the word geosystems to be able to answer this question. We can guess the meaning of the word because we know the root, geo. The answer is B, systems on Earth, because geo means Earth. Number 2, Jonathan wants to be an optometrist. An optometrist is A, a children's physician, B, a heart specialist, or C, an eye care professional. Again, we don't need to know the word optometrist. If we just know the root, opt, we can guess the correct answer. The correct answer is C, an eye care professional, and we can guess that because opt means eye. Number 3, at one time the automobile was a novel idea. A novel idea is A, a useful idea, B, a new idea, or C, an idea from a book. To answer this question, we need to remember the root nov, N-O-V. The answer is B, a new idea, because nov means new. Now let's talk about affixes. The definition of an affix is letters added to a word root. The function is adding an affix forms a new word. We're going to talk about two types of affixes, the prefix and the suffix. A prefix is letters added before the root at the beginning of a word. For example, we can add the prefix un to the root word lucky and we get unlucky. A suffix is letters added after the root to the end of the word. An example is, to the word hope, we can add the suffix less to get the word hopeless. Let's talk more about prefixes. Again, the definition of a prefix is letters added before a root at the beginning of a word. The function of a prefix is that it changes the word meaning. Here are a few examples. The prefix un means not. So the word unlucky means not lucky. The word uncooked means not cooked. Here are more examples of prefixes. The prefix anti means against. So anti-war means against war. The prefixes co, call, and con mean together or with. So for example, the word coworker means a person you work with. The prefix dis means not. So the word dislike means do not like. The prefix ex means out. So for example, the word expel means to take or force out. The prefixes il, im, and un all mean not. So the word, for example, impractical means not practical. The prefix mis means incorrect. So the word misunderstand means to understand incorrectly. The prefix pre means before. So, for example, preschool means education before kindergarten, which is when school begins in the United States. The prefix re means again. So the word rewrite, for example, means to write again. The prefix sub means under. So the word submarine means a vessel used under the water. The prefix trans means across. So the word transcontinental means across continents. Let's practice prefixes. Practice using prefixes to understand word meanings. Read the sentence and answer the question. Number 1. The teacher predicted that the student would make an A. Predicted means A. Guessed the result before it happened, B. Announced the result quickly, or C. Taught the student effectively. Remember, you don't need to know the word predicted to answer the question. For this question, you only need to know the prefix pre. Which is the correct answer? It's A. Guessed the result before it happened, because pre means before. Number 2. Subterranean structures are secret from the public. Subterranean means A. Evil or with bad intentions, B. Visible in the city, or C. Underground. Again, even if you've never heard or seen the word subterranean, you can use the prefix sub to help you find the correct answer. What is the correct answer? C. Underground, because sub means under. Number 3. It was difficult to extricate the small pieces of metal from the liquid. Extricate means A. To distinguish or see the difference, B. To take out, or C. To stop completely. What's the correct answer? B. To take out, because the prefix ex means out. Let's talk about suffixes. The definition of a suffix is letters added after a root at the end of a word. The function of a suffix is that it changes a word meaning or the part of speech. Here are some examples. The suffixes or, and are have the meaning a person who, and these suffixes change the word to a noun. So for example, the word teacher means a person who teaches. Editor means a person who edits. And registrar means a person who takes registrations. Here are more examples of suffixes. The suffix able forms the part of speech adjective. It has the meaning easy or able to. An example is the word likable, which means easy to like. The suffix full forms an adjective. It means full of. An example is the word beautiful, which means full of beauty. The suffixes ic and ESOL are also suffixes that form adjectives. The meaning of this suffix is relating to, and an example of a word using this suffix is magical, which means relating to magic. The suffix ness forms a noun and has the meaning of being. So, for example, the word sweetness means being sweet. The suffix iv forms an adjective, and it has the meaning doing or being. So, for example, the word active means doing activities. The suffix "-ize" forms a verb. It has the meaning to make. So, for example, the word publicize means to make public. The suffix "less" forms an adjective, and it has the meaning without. So, for example, the word childless means without children or without a child. The suffix "ly" forms an adverb, and the meaning is like or in the manner of. So, for example, the word quietly means in a quiet manner. The suffix "us" forms an adjective and means full of or with. So, for example, the word mysterious means full of mystery. The suffixes sion and tion, both pronounced shun, form nouns. The meaning of these suffixes is the action of. So, for example, in the word election, the suffixes give it the meaning the action of electing. Let's practice suffixes. Practice using suffixes to understand word meanings. Read the sentence and answer the question. Number 1. Erosion of soil harms the landscape. The part of speech of erosion is A, a verb, B, an adjective, or C, a noun. What's the answer? C, noun. We know that because the suffix sion forms a noun. Number 2, we walked briskly. The part of speech of briskly is A, a verb, B, an adverb, or C, an adjective. We don't necessarily need to know what briskly means to answer this question. We just need to know what part of speech ly usually gives a word. What's the correct answer? B, adverb. Ly forms an adverb, and the adverb briskly means quickly. Number 3, the man knew he could aggrandize his home value by redesigning the kitchen. The part of speech of aggrandize is A, a verb, B, an adverb, or C, an adjective. What's the correct answer? The answer is A, verb, because we know that the suffix ize forms a verb, and aggrandize means to add value to his home. Thank you for your time and attention today. I hope you learned a lot about root words, suffixes, and prefixes.